watching Investors Guide and ET Now. Thanks for staying with us. We're now going to deal with some of the tax questions that we received during the week. Dr. Suresh Tarana is the founder of RSM Astute Consulting Group. He's an expert in taxation issues, which is why he joins us on the show now to answer some of your questions. Dr. Tarana, thank you so much for joining us. Our first question comes in from Ashok. He tells us his brother passed away and his income tax papers are not traceable right now. We're sorry to hear about your brother, Ashok. He tells us his brother had a flat which was jointly owned by him and his wife, and he wants to know now, will the wife who's inherited the property have to pay tax on it? Well, first of all, Ashok, you don't have to pay tax on property that's inherited, but it is going to be a problem if you can't trace his income tax papers. Suresh, what can he do about this?
Yeah, Mr. Ashok, there is no inheritance tax in India, so there is no tax when your brother's wife receives all these assets, including the immobile property, the public provident fund balance, as well as the share. In the case of public provident fund, even if there is a premature withdrawal, there is a specific provision. So as a result of that, it will not be liable to tax. Coming to the documentation to get the asset transferred to your brother's wife, as far as the immobile property or the flat is concerned, it is in joint name. So automatically it will get transferred to your brother's wife's name on the production of death certificate. As far as the public provident fund is concerned and the shares are concerned, you need to check whether there is any nomination form. If not, you might have to discuss giving an indemnity bond or maybe get a probate. This is what you will have to discuss with the respective agencies.
Alright, our next question comes in from Chandrasekhar, who wrote in saying he sold a home a few months ago and he's now going to need to pay capital gains tax on that sale. He wants to know if he buys a new home in his wife's name, will he get that tax exemption? Suresh.
Yeah, Chandrasekhar, in case you have capital gains from sale of a house property and if you reinvest in another house property, you are eligible to claim exemption under Section 54. There are few important conditions. One is that you should be holding the house for at least for a period of 3 years what you sold. And the second thing is that the new house must be purchased within a period of 2 years from the date of sale. Or if you are constructing a new house, you must construct within a period of 3 years from the date of sale. In case you are not able to make the investment before the due date of your filing tax return, which will be 31st July of 2012, then you must deposit the money in capital gains account scheme. As far as the investment is concerned, it should be in the name of the same person who sold the earlier house property. So if the earlier house property was in your name, Chandrasekhar, then you must buy in your name. In case you need to add your wife's name, then she can be the co-owner, but for tax purposes, you should be the beneficial owner of the new property.
And for one last question, Rupesh has written in, he trades in stocks and wants to know if he has to pay security transaction tax, service tax and stamp duty on trading on the stock exchange while buying the stock.
Right. So, in case of an investor in shares, Rupesh, you have to calculate your capital gains. Now, for calculating capital gains in the cost of acquisition, you can include the stamp duty, you can include the brokerage what you are paying, you can include the service tax. However, you cannot include the STT, that is the security transaction tax, because of a specific provision in Section 48. Same thing in case of sale proceeds also, you can deduct the stamp duty, you can deduct the brokerage and the service tax, but you cannot deduct the security transaction tax.
Alright, so we've run out of time on this show. Suresh, thank you so much for joining us on Investors Guide and answering our tax questions. Remember, if you have questions for Suresh or you have questions with anything to do with your money, you can write to us on the email ID at the bottom of your screen. You can also catch this episode on our Facebook page as well. Tune in next week to catch Investors Guide. Thanks for watching.